Before you go jump up a carnival, there are three things you need to know. Number one, seek the advice of a carnival veteran and listen to them. Number two, understand the concept of pace and make sure so you pace yourself. And number three, don't do nothing until you read the ultimate rodeo the guide by Dr. Ferguson. The man them call the carnival doctor.
Hey, this is Rodney Ferguson, also known as the Carnival Doctor for TriniJungleJuice, and I have one of the most fantastic people in the world on the phone, someone that is known all over the world as Jouvert Mike. Jouvert Mike is known in social media. He's known by the TriniJungleJuice followers, and he's known by people on my Facebook page, as well as the great Angela Panama. And as a matter of fact, Angela Panama, who I interviewed before, introduced me to Jouvert Mike. Jouvert Mike, how are you this evening?
I'm blessed, man. Blessed and humbled. I don't know about a following. I'm just out here in the streets having fun, man, like everybody else.
Well, let me tell you something. Any man that has a cartoon character made of himself, with somebody jumping on him and jamming a good wine, listen, he's got to be a celebrity. I see you in all type of pictures, man. I've seen you everywhere. Every site I've seen you on, from LetWeGo.com to TriniJungleJuice.com. Trinity, and I've seen you absolutely everywhere. Tell me what your background is, man, and where you're from.
All right, we'll try and keep the long story short. I am. People ask me this one all the time. Where you for? Where you for? But I am American. I was born here in the U.S. But I would say my development years occurred in Anguilla. So big up to the Anguillian family. And I mean, I travel every island I possibly can, chase down every carnival, and just enjoy, the Caribbean culture to the utmost. While I was born here in the States, I've been blessed. I got my mother who took me to the Caribbean and what I consider my extended family on every island. So you're gonna ask me where I'm from or where I grew is two different things. But I'm gonna rep the Caribbean to the day I die.
Whichever it is, how many carnivals have you been to?
Oof, that's a good question. Every year it's just adding. So I wanna, I have a bucket list to make sure I hit every one. But it all started back in Anguilla, and then we got St. Martin right next door. Trinidad, Barbados, Miami, Toronto. I live here in Atlanta. Next year I'll be down there for Jamaica. Grenada is going to be happening soon. St. Kitts. We'll even hit the new ones like Bermuda and others. But hey, wherever Carnival is, I want to go.
So you also, like Angela Panama, have a bucket list to hit every carnival.
I mean, why not? It's the best celebration of life. I mean, why not celebrate life? And
okay.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta get to this question, man.
Sure.
How did you earn the name Jouvert Mike?
It's a couple of ways. So clearly, I've had people call me by other names, and I'll be honest, I understand and can appreciate like race and culture and where we all are and easy, most identifiable. Yes, I've had people call me White Mike or Casper or different nicknames for many years, but it was like, yo, is that really what it's about, or do I just, I enjoy it. I enjoy everything Carnival, and what is my favorite thing on earth? Jouvert. I will drag anyone and everyone to Jouvert. If you haven't been, you need to go. I mean, heck, some of the best promoters. I mean, I can't tell you how much I love Ambush, Caesar's Army, Ambush. I mean, to have an extra Jouvert at every carnival. If you could give me 5 days of Jouvert at Carnival, I would be happy. But, that's really it.
I tell people, man, that to me, the best day is Monday in Trinidad. Because Monday you get Jouvert starting at 3 o'clock.
Sure.
And you roll around all the way until like 8 o'clock. And then you bathe and you get something to eat, and you're right back on the road at 9:30, all the way to like 9 at night. And it's just a long day. And to me, Monday I live for Monday. I don't want to say any day is better than the other day. I live for Monday. Tuesday, of course, is a crescendo, but I live for Monday, and I love Jouvert.
I'm with you. I mean, it's such a blessing because, I mean, it don't matter, paint, powder, mud, all the dirtiness, but there's no stush. You're just there to have a time. You know, you watch the sun come up. You give you more energy, more vibes, and you just count your blessings. I mean, and people will say, yeah, I'm a bit whatless. So, I mean, what's a more appropriate time than at Jouvert? And let's just have fun, man. That's what we're here to do. Just enjoy life.
Well, I've never been to Jesus Army Ambush, and I plan on going in 2015.
Okay.
Tell me what to expect.
I think what's great about it, so I'll tell you this, depending on the island and how familiar you are with the crew, sometimes I will not drink as much early on because I want to be mindful of, you know, I usually roll with a crew that has more women than men, and I kind of look at it like Big Brother, and I want to look out for them and make sure they're good. When the sun's up, I know they're good. We all cool. You know, you'll have some stormers, but it's just different. But when you're at something as set up and well executed as like this Army Ambush, you're going to be at a, you know, secluded location. The only people who are going to be there for Jouvert are the people who clearly are intended to be there. And you just have a time. You can just let loose from start to finish. And the service is incredible. The vibes is great. And you just, I mean, again, I also get to know that I'm going to have another day of Jouvert. So, like, I just get that much more excited. I get to have 2 desserts. I mean, that's really it.
I tell you what, I'm glad you mentioned that that aspect of Jouvert about stormers and everything, because I'd like to talk about that with you, and that's something I wanted to cover about the benefits of the Jouvert experience. And I wouldn't even say that the danger of the Jouvert experience, but you have to be circumspect during Jouvert. You have to be aware. I tell people the road at Jouvert is not the same road during Monday Mass or Tuesday Mass. The route is not the same. The sidewalk sometimes is broken up. Sometimes there's holes in the road. The security is not the same. I tell people the cages on the side of the truck at Jouvert are not the same as the cages on the side of the truck for Carnival. And you got to watch your feet and watch your steps. I don't drink at all, so I'm like you. In the beginning, if we have women in our crew or some of the women that we know that are with us, or if I'm with my boys, I'm very vigilant. You know, as a martial artist, I'm watching everything, and like the first 90 minutes, I'm trying to catch the vibes. Yeah. People who are walking on the side, see if anybody's storming, see how the security is operated. Because every Jouvert you hear the sirens. You hear more sirens and see more ambulance at Jouvert than you do during Carnival. That's not to say that it's dangerous. It's just that it's something that, in my opinion, should be done with a veteran. For sure.
And I mean, usually when I'm rolling with a crew, I mean, here's a veteran tip. You know, if you got women with you, give them let them have a signal. Like, for us and our crew, for me, it was rub the side of your face. Let me know, rub your face. If I see you rub your face, I'm coming quick. No questions asked. We taking care of the situation. But it was so that, you know, I want to be conscious and aware of our surroundings, and I want to make sure that everyone has a good time. I'm going to have a time no matter what. I could be stuck in a paper bag, you know, with just some soca, and I'm going to have a great time. But I want to know that the people I'm with are going to have a great time too. So I want them to be safe and enjoy it. And yeah, you need to be a little more conscious. And once the sun is up, you have more of an awareness and easiness in the surroundings. But when you go to a private Jouvert, I mean, or you could even go to a Jouvert set. I mean, the same thing. You know that it's protected. You know you're secure. So just you can go from jump. But yeah, you need to be more conscious of what's going on, and then have a time, man. There's still no reason not to have a good time. You just more conscious. That's all.
Well, tell me this: if you could give an extra tip for Jouvert before I ask you the next question, what would the other tip be?
Well, I know that you've already covered this one before, but I'm sorry. The hardest part about going from Jouvert to then going to the road, you don't want to end up looking like a Smurf. So you need to have your baby oil on. Put the baby oil on, cover yourself, so whatever powder, it don't stick. I mean, just have it, man. I mean, have that, and then, I mean, the standard of anything. I go 1 and 1. I got one drink in one hand, and I got water in the other. Whether you need to be able to take care of that, washing out your mouth because you just got hit with powder or paint, or you need to clear out your eyes or your partner's eyes. I mean, it is what it is. So just be prepared and prepare to have a time, man. That's all.
Man, those are some absolutely fantastic tips, man. Here's what I want to know now about Jouvert. So I'm asking Jouvert Mike. There's always some virgins around that don't understand that you have to pack Jouvert clothes. Like for me, I don't know how you do it. I'm going to tell people what I do. I have a pair of pants that I've worn since 2012, which are my Jouvert pants. If you see me in 2015, those are my Jouvert pants. When I finish Jouvert, I wash them out in the sink or in the shower.
Yep.
I let them dry out. I put them back in the plastic bag. After they dry out, I put them back in my suitcase, and I'll wear them again next time I go to Jouvert. But those are my 100%. Jouvert pants.
100%. I'm with you.
Your Jouvert shoes are done. For me, they're done. Some people wear Converse and they get to wear them again. I never thought about that because usually the Converse are so flat that they end up hurting my feet for those amount of hours. The running shoes that I use to prepare for Carnival, because they already have a lot of miles on them, I'll take those running shoes and I use them for Jouvert, and then after Jouvert, them shoes done.
And I've seen it both ways, and I don't think there's a right or wrong way in terms of. I mean, I would say both of them can be right, because I definitely have some people who do the same thing. I mean, you just take your worn down, your gym shoes, your mudders, and the mudders become trash afterwards. So that's fine too. And for me, I had a pair. I couldn't believe it. It made six Jouvert strong. I was shocked, but I retired those earlier this year. And I'm moving on to the next pair, but the same idea. Those are going to get washed out and immediately dried out and then put in the bag and put away. They ain't coming out for nothing else but that. But those are actually same idea as what you just described. So no need to beat the dead horse on that one.
Well, tell me this: who do you like playing Jouvert with? What band in Trinidad?
I have a thing for Coco, so I enjoy Coco Devils. But that's me. Because we can do so many different types of Jouvert at different times and different locations. I prefer the mud or Coco over dye. So that's just my personal preference.
I played Coco Devils for 2 years in a row. In 2015, I'm going to play with Dirty Dozen Jouvert.
Okay.
And give Dirty Dozen a try. Yeah, because they have a party before Jouvert, and it's a little bit longer. And I'm like you. I like Jouvert. And if I can do Jouvert a little bit longer, then I want to do Jouvert just a little bit longer. And it came off a recommendation from one of my friends. So I'm gonna do Dirty Dozen. And I'll check it out and I'll let you know.
Hey, I'm always down for feedback. I'm learning. I mean, just like everybody, you learn at every carnival. There's something else you're gonna do different. Something else you're gonna learn from another partner. And we're meant to continue to evolve and learn. So go with it.
I tell you what, the one thing that you have an opportunity to do at the end of the day during Jouvert, and Jouvert Mike can attest to this, is you actually get to storm some of the other bands as the sun comes up in like the last hour of Jouvert. There's a time when you're doing Jouvert where if your band is almost dissolved, you're on your way walking home, but you have one more wine that you have to get. You have one more jam that you have to get. And sometimes you just jump into another band for another 20, 30 minutes.
For sure. Why not?
Right, and Carnival's starting. Like, you see people who are out for Carnival, and you're still finishing Jouvert.
Yeah.
So talk about what that's like towards the end of the day when the day is evolving and getting ready to make that blend or that switch.
You know, I look at it as, I mean, party ain't done. I mean, party never done. And if you hear that song, you know everybody got that song. It could be coming from a mile away, but you hear that rhythm. You run to the next band, right? It's coming, man. And there's always going to be another, I mean, and I'll say this, people will be like, oh, no, I dance with everyone. There's going to be another beautiful soul in front of you trying to enjoy life. And just enjoy it, man. I enjoy the vibes, and you just see them winding up, holding a rhythm. Go get them. I mean, or honestly, sometimes my favorite thing is get someone who looks stuck. Can you brighten their day, man? Can you get them going? One of my favorite things, I don't care what island or what city I'm in, if I see people observing and they on the sideline, whether they couldn't afford to get in to Mas, or they couldn't physically handle going in Jouvert, especially someone who may be physically challenged in a wheelchair or crutch, I'm gonna go give them a gentle wine and just let them feel the spirit of it, or just hold their hand and dance up. I mean, do something, man. It's infectious. It's positive vibes, man. Spread it with everybody.
Yeah, man. I try to do that every once in a while, man. When I'm on Monday or Tuesday, if I got some chips from the truck or something, I'll walk through the side and hand them to a little kid. You know, you got to do grab a bottle of water and see if somebody wants a bottle. You can't do it for everybody, but if you can spread just a little bit of that carnival vibe and that happiness to somebody else, it's worth it. Now, I really like what you said, man. If you can dance or throw around with another beautiful soul, because a lot of people don't recognize that we all work out for Carnival for ourselves. We don't work out for Carnival to look a certain way. When we go to Carnival, people don't look at people as big, tall, fat, skinny, none of that. Nobody cares about any of that at Carnival. We're concerned about creating another link with a person and sharing that time with the person. A lot of people don't understand that a wine is nothing but a handshake. That's it. It's just an opportunity to share the vibe with somebody else, and then just keep it moving.
Yeah, for sure. And to me, with that, I mean, you look at it in so many ways, but going back for like, what do we give to those maybe on the sideline? My favorite thing on Tuesday, you'll never see me at the end of Tuesday in my full costume, because I'm gonna find some little child who's got the vibes, they feeling it, and you need to be I would say a steward and an ambassador for Carnival, and make sure that the tradition continues. So carry on and give them parts of your costume, because they're gonna remember that and it's gonna be special to them. But the same way, like physically, no, I mean it's not what it's about. It's spirit. And I mean, yes, I'm kind of known for the roly poly, I guess song and my then moves, but for me that all came back from a woman.
Mike trying to let you feel like them big gal lips.
Hey man, I look at it this way: everybody deserves a good wine, and everyone deserves attention. And sometimes some people need some extra attention that may not be getting it from everyone else. And that's the whole thing, like you said, because it's about your soul. And years ago, a woman came up to me and was like, "Yo, I'm gonna pick you up." And I was like, "What? Nah, girl, that ain't happening." And she was like, "Well, I want the wine." And I was like, "I'm gonna pick you up." And she goes, "Oh no man's ever picked me up." She was over 300. I mean, yeah, she was a big one, but you know what? I picked her up, and she went, "Oh my God, like that was amazing." And then the very next year, she came right back to me and she was like, "Remember me? You know that you picked me up, but I knew I was losing weight, and now I've lost more weight, and look how sexy I am." I'm like, "Girl, you sexy as all." But she kept coming back every year. She comes back to me at the same Carnival. I don't need to shout it out, but that's cool. That's a great tradition. And from there, it's like, hey, everybody deserves to feel that special. And if you haven't had a good pickup and a good wine, then I'm down. Let's have fun. And I've had a very special girlfriend, who understood that. And she was like, "Yo, give me a ride, give me a drink, go ahead." And then he'd come back. But yeah, I mean, when you can have those types of people in your life, that's awesome.
Well, man, Jouvert Mike, you've dropped some great pearls of wisdom, man. I appreciate your time. I appreciate, I appreciate you, man. We never met,
Yes,
but we've been linked to some good people, and I know for a fact we're going to meet soon, and when we meet, we're going to keep meeting.
for sure.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to see you again in Miami. I'm thinking about doing the double road experience.
Okay.
The double road experience when we do Atlanta and Orlando. I'm thinking about doing Atlanta and doing the road with Angela.
Yeah.
And then going down to Orlando and doing the road in Orlando. She said she'd come down my way and do the road in Orlando. So if you're gonna be in Atlanta, man, hopefully we can do the double road together.
Hey man, I'm on committee. I'm always here for weekend thing for Atlanta. So we got you on Saturday. You come with the crew. I'll welcome you. You're welcome in our band. That's for sure. And yeah, doing the double on a weekend. That's more power to you. I love it. I heard that with you in Panama, and I got my mind thinking more. So I had always ruled out Orlando, but I may have to make a change on that.
Orlando's a great time. My friends kept me, man, it is. It is a great time. It's a great bang for your buck. It's close. It's local. A lot of people from Miami come up. My Bahamian masters, they all come up, and a lot of Haitians in the area. A lot of Latin Americans in the area. People from Puerto Rico, Cuba. It's fantastic. I mean, it is fantastic. But I didn't want to big up Orlando Carnival too much, but
I'd love to see one like a combine, or I just wish it wasn't on the same weekend, because I mean I am on committee here and I got a rep for my own city, and
I know.
But at the same time, two on the road. There's nothing stopping me from going down there to be on Sunday.
And it's on the list. And you gotta check it off sooner or later. Why not check it off with me and Angela?
For sure. And I'm still blown away. These TJJ men, they be at 3 carnivals in 3 days. It's just like, what? So hey, I gotta follow the tradition. So,
well, hey, let me tell you something, man. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate your spirit, and I appreciate the things that you had to say, and I appreciate the tips that you had for Jouvert, the one and only Jouvert Mike. Well, this is Dr. Ferguson, also known as the Carnival Doctor for TriniJungleJuice. If you're looking for the best resource in Carnival, please visit www.TriniJungleJuice.com. If you're looking for the best resource in terms of getting your costume, go to mycarnivalbands.com. Take care and have a super fantastic day.